guess talking to people is that chance where you can find out info.
Yeah. No, actually.
It is, and it's a good... Well, you actually find out what people are prepared to do to save themselves.
Yeah.
And then you know that when you're not head of house, what they're prepared to do against you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's kind of what was eye-opening, and I guess what Levita and... But like, oh, you don't want it. You see everything. You see it all, like she used to say. And I was like, what are you talking about?
She's just like...
Mine was a bit different. I didn't want to know all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
I was just like, I tried to do it in a way that didn't. But I don't know.
Yeah, I'm excited. Very excited.
But like, I don't know. I think the game's at a different point now that when Levita was in
the house. Yeah, you're right.
House, I think.
Like now it's down to like the nitty and gritty.
I don't like week one when she put Kelsey up. I think that, and then Jared like went back against her when he was head of house. I don't think that happens anymore. People aren't going to retaliate because you put one of my friends up. Because it's solo game from here on out. It's towards the finish line. Like you were saying yesterday, making choices for Maddy, not for other people.
Yeah.
I think everyone will start doing that, and
basically, like what I want to do is like minimize the casualties. Basically, like
yeah, right.
I want to minimize the retaliation more than
yes.
Yeah. So it's like I know that if I gave a deal to X.
Yeah.
Why would I put them up even though I hate them?
Yeah.
Because I still have a loyalty point by showing them I didn't put them up.
Yeah, right.
In a small way. They would be like, okay, well, she said she wouldn't and she stuck to her word, so that's good.
Yeah, true.
But then there's like, you know, their time will come.
Other people, will they hold that same deal to you? Like,
no one gave me a deal.
It's good to... No, like, I mean... If people go, right, she is playing loyally, does that mean she'll always play loyally? That's the risk.
Yeah. Thanks, Tim. Not really. It was like super brief because I was like half asleep and he was like, I talked to Tim and we were talking about the options. I don't even really remember.
What was I saying? I think, like, if anyone has a case to win after this week, it's you. Like... I think after what happened last week, Kelsey coming back, Mitch's huge, well-spoken argument about the three are going to be the biggest part of this game so far. Like, that's what everyone watching is about, the three.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why some of us didn't vote for Mitch was because we all knew that at one point we're going to potentially break apart the three ourselves.
Yeah, we don't need Mitch to do that.
We don't need Mitch to do that. And I think whoever does break apart the three, that is the argument on finale night, that I wasn't afraid to do that. And
I'm having like a really hard time, like, because there's like two options in my head and like I'm open to telling you because like I trust you and whatnot and I know.
And you know that I won't tell.
Yeah.
Anyone.
Because it doesn't help you
Because I don't like people making decisions based on information that they haven't found out themselves.
Yeah.
That's what I'm all about. Like,
yeah.
It's like, if you want to know what's happening, go and find it out yourself.
Seriously.
Yeah.
So I'm like, here's the thing. So, do I put up Nikki and Kelsey and say, good luck in the veto. If you win it, great. If not, sucks.
Yeah.
Then you have to think, okay, so say Jared wins veto, takes Kelsey off, or anyone wins veto and wants to take Kelsey off. Yeah. Great, then I can put up Jared right next to Nikki. The only thing
if Jared wins the veto, you can't put him
exactly,
up.
that's the only thing, is if Jared wins the veto, then I can't put him on the block. So I'm like, how do I get Jared out of this house? Do I put them both on the block?
People would vote for Jared out.
I know.
People would.
But it's like, if I put them both on the block and Jared wins veto, who do I put next to Kelsey? Nikki, so that she absolutely goes home? Or do I put someone, like, and then here's my other option, is what I really want to do, but is what I'm, like, struggling with, is, like, I want to put up Nikki and the brothers. Because it's Phil's week to play veto, and he's not a very good competitor. So,
I love the brothers, but we haven't seen them at the top or the bottom.
Yeah.
They've been, I mean, me as well, I haven't been nominated, but I have been head of house, and I think they just manage to stay in that middle ground where they always get away from it, and as long as they're not on the block, they're fine. We haven't seen what they're capable of to try and get themselves out of a situation, or if they're in power, what they're capable of, how reckless they'll be. I think it's coming to that point where it's kind of like we want to see what their cards are, because we know that as soon as they're questioned, they kind of go, rah, 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 rah. It's kind of like, what will happen if they're on the block? Are they just going to like literally self-implode, like fight against each other?
I don't know, man, because like I look at Kelsey and Jared, and I talk to Kelsey, and I talk to them separately, and Jared and I have a very good relationship, him and I, just like him and Ramsey have a very good one. So us three work very well together. It's just this one doesn't work with me.
I think Kelsey will go. There's just no way in hell that she'll ever be here till the end.
I know. I agree.
Because of what she does in the house. I think you need to think about the last time when I put you on the block. That speech changed people's perception, not only inside the house, but outside the house of Maddy. You became like a contender. Like it was like, shit, like Dallas is gone and Maddy's stronger. Like there's another chance for you to do that.
I know, and that's why I want to prove to people, like, this is why I came to this house, as I told everyone in my interviews. I was like, I'm here to make big moves.
Whatever you choose, because of the fact that we're that close to the finish line, that it's not about protecting each other, it's about just getting to the finish line for everyone. So I think the three have realised that it'll almost be doing them a favour, it'll be doing Jared a favour if you give him a reason to campaign against Kelsey. And he probably, people would trust him more. And if he's smart about it, I mean, Kelsey would still go and Jared wouldn't hate you, because when Kelsey was on the block last time, Jared wanted her gone. He did.
He did. And he was, you're right, he was very happy when she was.
Much happier.
He could hang out with who he wanted to.
Doesn't know, exactly. It's that thing that when the girl's involved and they start getting jealous about who the guy's hanging out with, it's having this whole time in the house.
I know.
That it takes his mind off the game.
So I really want to. I'm just scared. Like, okay, I guess I just overthink, because I know that Raul knows I wouldn't put him up, because we do have some sense of.
I see that as well.
And he, I just would want him to understand that I am here to break up these three. And I feel like he's not worried about that. Like, he doesn't really care.
I think he's ready to get out as well.
Because I said to him, and I was like, Raul, like, you guys have this like unbreakable bond, and he was like, I know, I'm fucked.
I think what Mitch didn't realise, or wasn't part of his strategy, is that in making the three seem so undefeatable, it made them so targetable, and even the three became like, oh shit, we've got this label now. There's no going back. Like, they go hard or they go home. And I think they'll go home. Like, I don't. Jared, Raul, yes, it'll come down to competitions, but we know that if they get to the end, like, they're going to have to reinvent themselves like you did when Dallas left. If the three's broken up, they're going to have to reinvent themselves, which will mean working with people outside of the three, which is like the yous or the me's. Like,
it'll be, I just need to come to a conclusion in my head as to why I'm nominating each person.
And make that the Maddy reason, because that is the thing that gets shown. That's the thing that doesn't get edited and changed, and make it something that you're proud of. Like, make it have a reason. Like, that's what I'd do, because that's what you'll be remembered for. Is the speeches, is the reasons, like, why you made the choices that you did. Not so much the choices. No one will go, oh, you put so-and-so on the block. They'll remember why you put so-and-so on the block. So
it's just hard, because I have a reason for them as a whole. As a separate,
well, say that then. Say that. It's not so much who's on there. It's just why they are on there. And say that. Say, like, I think the case is, like, if you can do that, pull that off and defeat the three, I'm not going to go around telling this to everybody, but I think you are the person with the best case to win the show. You got rid of Levita. You got rid of Dallas. You break the three. That's huge.
Yeah.
And I don't think they see that yet.
No.
So, yeah. And that, like, isn't that crazy that happened all in that week?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, I get, like, sort of shivers thinking, oh, shit, like, I really underestimated her that week.
Yeah.
But that was, didn't I say, like, this could be your turnaround week?
Yeah.
And it was, like, it is. That's just what it is. Like, I think if we joke about everyone going, who's Maddy, who's that girl, I think that's because the first half of the game, you weren't in the competitions. You didn't have the same power. It was Dallas that was making all the noise.
Yeah.
It was the three that was making all the noise. It was Levita that was making all the noise. These little girls come up and just chopped all their heads off, and he's now making all the noise. Like, and those are the type of people that win the show.
I know.
Not the people that make the noise early on.
And, like...
So whether or not that was your plan, it's just you're playing a really good game.
And, like, I saw, like, as soon as I won, I was like, this is perfect because now things are coming my way and I know exactly what I want to do and what I need to do. And, like, people...
Well, then don't be stressed about it.
I know. It's just not... You never... Like, you don't want to be that person that you think is a good move, but people are like, oh, what a waste. Like, I would hate to regret not putting this person up. But at the same time, I feel like if I showed the rest of the house, aside from the three, like, this is what I came here to do, and this three is, like, one of them needs to go, and it needs to be broken up. People will be happy. People won't be mad at me, because they will be like...
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
They'll be like, oh, I wish I had the balls to do that.
It will change the perception. Like, I think people didn't give Joel enough credit that he did put up two of the three, but that was because Levita was the one that took the fall for that.
Yeah, and the one he got rid of came back, so it was like almost like
it was undone. What he did. Yeah. I think in this game it's quite funny. On the outside world it's not that way, but in this game we're so distracted over, like, who we think is the strongest, that the people that actually are the strongest can just come through and be like, pow.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, Joel and yourself have been underestimated a lot in this game, but there's this different like, I put Cassandra and the brothers in the same box.
Me too.
In some way. Yeah.
And that's why it's hard, because, like,
because they never will make the decision for themselves. Like, it's just always scrambling and, like, kind of... But then there's people like you that have made decisions and have control. People like me, Ramsey, and
the nice thing
Joel,
is, like,
I
if I get rid of Kelsey, Cassandra has now lost the one girl that she's close to, and it'll go back to that 1 week that we had where Raul and Jared hated Cassandra.
Yep.
So that's only a win for me.
Yep, but they will then go for her.
Yeah.
That's the way you kind of do it, I think. Like, it's not...
And you know what? Like, if it...
And you've always got Nikki as the pawn if Vito's won.
Yeah. Would she be mad? No. I would literally say to her, like,
no.
Nikki, I'm nominating you because I love you and I'm sorry, but whoever's sitting next to you is definitely going home.
I think she's, because of what happened with Mitch, going to jury, she knows that even if she does go, she does want out of this house. So she wouldn't be mad if the reason
And she knows I wouldn't do it because I don't want her in the house.
Exactly. Or that she's a threat. And
And she would get to be with Mitch, worst case scenario.
But yeah.
That's how she sees it. I'm not letting her go home because, like, that would just be...
Yeah.
Dumb. And people would be so dumb to vote her out and have Kelsey stay or Jared stay. But, like as Ramsey was saying, he was like, you know, sometimes the veto isn't one. And you get really lucky and you have two huge threats on the block.
It's a very interesting week if that happens. I think after Mitch's speech at the veto, it was the veto comp, wasn't it, that he did that speech?
Ceremony,
Like, kind of raised the bar for... And then the fallout, like, of him using that word, like, just how powerful speeches can be. And like, he was saying something really honest, like, the outside would have really taken notice of, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think for you, don't say stuff for the sake of show or drama.
Right.
And you wouldn't.
Like, say
But-
the actual reason.
Yeah, and Maddie's reason. And that won't stir them up to go, oh, she called us cancer. Like,
Yeah. It'll just
don't
be like,
give them
shit.
a reason to do that. Just state the facts. It's just like, I'm not afraid to put up 2 of the 3. Like, good luck in the veto. Like,
Yeah.
it would just be so interesting that if they were to fight against each other, that proves that it's not an unbreakable bond.
Exactly.
So it's a smart way to break up the 3.
And even when I talked to Jared, and even when I talked to Raul, I'm like, you know, like, because Jared was saying to me, and he was honest to me, he's always been honest to me, and he's like, I know that you and Kelsey don't see eye to eye, and it sucks. And I was like, yeah, honestly, Jared, like, I'm sorry that she might go up, but it's the way it is.
That's
and
the way it is.
She got a
Yep.
second chance in this house, and unlucky. And he was like, I know, I understand. And, like, you can tell that, like, he's not mad.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's literally just like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's like, obviously, if I win veto,
He'll
I'll
just
take
need
her
to
off.
rethink his game again.
Yeah.
But he'll be in a better place for it. Mm-hmm. I think when you look at people's journey in the house and how some people have changed, some people haven't, she hasn't changed.
I think Jared and Raul, if Kelsey's gone, have a better chance at winning.
100%.
Yes.
100%.
Maybe not Jared because he is a huge, strong player and always will be, and
But
same with
Raoul,
Ramsey.
Yes.
But Raul like has a better chance of
Yep.
winning, and that's honestly what I think.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah.
And I think he knows that,
Yeah.
whether he's willing to say it or not yet.
Exactly.
But the other thing that happens when you put 2 people on the block from the same alliance is that they have no negotiating power to lie, because they can't offer anything. Like, the 3 can no longer promise to
Deals, yeah.
get a 4th in. You know what I mean? If Kelsey's on the block, her little boys and her can say, if you save me, then you're the 4th.
Yeah.
That's how they've done it.
I know,
But when there's
but-
2 on there,
It's like there's no.
they have to speak honestly about what the individual can offer, because they can't offer something because one of them's going home, if you know what I mean. So you won't get the lies and the fake Final 4 agreements that aren't like...
Yeah.
That's what happens when they feel threatened, is that they can offer a false deal. They can't offer a false deal when both of them are on the block, because regardless of what they offer, one is going home.
Yeah. It would just be like so bittersweet to just like have one of them leave.
Well, it will happen, like,
Yeah.
this week or next.
Yeah.
Like, and that's what, like, I know it sucked, and I said to Mitch in his exit video, I wish that I could vote for you, but I always knew that other people in this house can do the 3 easily.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I guess I'm just worried because it's like, okay, so I know that I'm in hot water with the brothers. So do I keep them and stay in hot water, or do they see eye for an eye? And as
Yeah.
I said to them, they came and talked to me. Fucking Phil sits down. He's like, so who are you putting up? I was like,
people
as if
always
I'm going
ask
to tell
that,
you,
don't
you
they?
idiot.
They're just dumb. Like Cassandra last night, she's like, I just feel like I should go tell her that obviously I'm not good at physical challenges. I'm not a physical threat. And I'm like, shut up. Like, why would you say that? Like, do you think she's that dumb that she doesn't already think that? Like, that's not going to change her. It should be like, you're right. Okay, you're safe. Like,
Yeah, but I told the brothers, and you know, I'm gonna tell everyone who comes to talk to me like eye for an eye. Like, if I don't put you up on the block, like we're not making a deal, but there's a reason I didn't put you up. I could send anyone home this week.
yeah.
So if I don't,
Yeah.
like, I would hope for the best in return. And the
For
brothers
next
were
week,
like,
yeah.
yeah, definitely. Like, okay, totally understand. And I was like,
They're
okay.
they're funny, aren't they?
I know they're really worried, but I think that someone else will get them out. Do you think?
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, they'll
I'm-
go home in a double or something.
Yeah,
Unless they win the power.
yeah.
But
not looking very
regardless,
good.
I think when it gets to the pointy end, they don't have what it takes to deal with. Like, they can't handle it if their name is brought out in any discussion.
I know.
Like, if they can't handle that, like, that is where that's the game, guys. Like,
I know. They panic under pressure.
Panic.
So
panic.
bad. And it's like, you can't do that.
And what is their case to deal with? Like, they can't handle it if their name is brought out in any discussion.
I know.
Like, if they can't handle that, like, that is where that's the game, guys. Like,
I know. They panic under pressure.
Panic.
So
panic.
bad. And it's like, you can't do that.
And what is their case to win at this point that they avoided going on the block? Like,
It's like whoop-de-doo.
they've ridden coattails.
I know. That's why I feel like it's good that I make moves like this, because if I do make it to the end,
You've got the strongest argument.
Yeah,
Whether
because
people like you or not, on paper, you cannot argue with a body of work.
Yeah.
Like, with 3 heads on the table, Levinas, Dallas's,
Yeah.
and whoever's going this
seriously, so it's like, people aren't going to
week. But
vote for the brothers to win because...
Don't let them think that.
Oh, no, I know. I know. So, like, I'm almost happy that I make big moves because I know that someone like Joel, if Joel stands next to me, or Cassandra, or the brothers, it's like, you did fuck all in this game. You literally just surfboard to the end. People aren't going to choose you to win. Like, yeah, good for you that you got second place, but, like,
Even if
unlucky.
all of those 3 are defeated and on the block, on jury, the person that brought them down, they will still vote for
I know.
if it was someone who rode their coattails and then didn't help them when they needed it.
Yeah.
Because as if Cassandra or the brothers would help the 3
Yeah.
if they needed it.
you know.
And the 3 know that. It's kind of like this unspoken
Yeah.
leeching.
I know.
I don't know, like, I guess I'm a little bit of a part of that, but, like, it's part of strategy, but I think in every decision that I've made in this game or had to make, every vote, I don't care what the others are around me are doing. I don't base it on whether it can or can't happen. I base it on me, Tim. Like, what is my criteria for voting for someone, and what is the information that I have found out? What do I think about that person? Anybody can say whatever they want, but I think you play a little bit like that as well,
Yeah.
because you've gone against odds, like last week,
Yeah.
when you knew that it probably wasn't going to happen, that Mitch was going to stay because the votes weren't
I knew it
there.
wasn't gonna happen,
But you
yeah.
decided to hold. That is a case for argument to win as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I've literally voted against majority every single one I've been in the house.
that's why when I found out that when it was Dallas and you and Nikki told me before the vote that she was voting Dallas out, I knew that it wasn't going to be the tie. I knew that it wasn't going to happen. I could have, Cassandra was sitting right next to me. All I had to say was, blah, blah, blah. All I had to say was to the brothers, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I was like, do you know what? Let
Fuck it.
them, like,
Yeah.
fuck it.
Yeah.
It was their move, not mine.
Totally.
I was making it for a different reason. It was just that our votes would add up to make the tie.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, no, I'm not telling them. They can
Yeah.
live by that, because that when you tell someone the information that's going to change their decision, it then gets them out of the consequences
I
that they
know.
would have faced.
And leave them in their consequences, because look what
Leave
happened.
them in their consequences.
Yeah.
That's my kind of theory.
Yeah.
It's not. It's. I guess you could say it's manipulation, but in a truthful way, in that I'm not telling them false information. I'm just withholding information.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then in the same way that I don't try and change someone's mind by telling them only one side, by giving
Yeah.
them a biased opinion, I try and give them both options, and so they then have the correct information to make the decision, so they live with the consequences. So it's still manipulation, but in a positive way.
Yeah.
I know that's so, like,
No.
stupid weird, but that's how I didn't come in here trying to do that, but early on I went, I don't want to, like, get stuck in a web of lies, because
Yeah,
you
it's
see that
pointless.
happening with some people.
And
like
they're getting screwed.
Cassandra, the stupid week with the koalas, the fucking, I was just like, well, you have told lies to people and they'll be found out. Like, you don't need to do
lie.
that.
You don't need to lie.
But I also believe that, like you, people can have reinventions in this game where they make moves that then make them a contender. So that can happen with anybody. Nobody's written off.
Yeah. I don't know, I write Cassandra and the brothers off, like, pretty hard. Like, so bad. And that's why I'm like, people are like, oh, I know you're going to put up Cassandra. I know you're going to put up Cassandra. Obviously, I don't say anything. I say, no, everyone is at a 50% playing field. Like, it could be Tim. It could be anyone. Like,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I want
because
people to
then
sit on the edge of their seat on
that's the way
nominations.
it should be. It shouldn't be that anyone does feel safe because it's an
don't want that.
individual game. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly. And I told Rami, and I was like, yeah, like, I don't care that people are scared. I really don't care. That's what the game is.
Because they're equally scared.
Yeah. It's like,
That's,
if everyone is worried, perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, you know that I'm not going to retaliate whatever happens. I just like I get a thrill out of when people go against what they probably should do to do like what's right for them. And I think Mitch did that a little bit last week, is that he was like, enough is enough.
Yeah.
Like, I think Mitch could have stayed if he had have grovelled to them.
I know.
I think he could have, if he had have like apologised.
Well, he did apparently. He said, apparently he apologized to them the day before he left, and then said,
Yeah.
if I stay, I'll work with you guys, I swear.
Yeah.
And they were like, what?
Yeah. But it was too late. If
Yeah.
he had have done that first.
2 days earlier? Yeah.
First, I think they would have campaigned for him.
Yeah. He really fucked that one up. But he's first member of jury, and that looks good for me, so. Yeah. It does, like, put me at ease a little bit that jury's now.
Yeah.
Like, now that I'm like, oh, I want to go home, I'm throwing in the towel, send me to jury, but it's like, okay, I'm going to do what I came here to do.
Yeah.
And if I get out of this house, I'm still not home yet. I haven't given up. I can
Yeah.
still have a say in who wins.
Yep, yep, absolutely.
So I'm still part of the game. But I'm not going to let that happen.
I think there's only like really
There's 4 weeks left.
one more big speed hump, and that is
Yeah.
this triple eviction that everyone thinks is looming.
I think it's not
I think if
going
you
to be
get through that, then it's just anybody's game
Yeah.
to get to the final, and then whoever's got the best argument wins.
Yeah. And I do think that if a triple eviction comes, it's going to be boom, boom, the rest of those two. Or it's going to be like the brothers or Cassandra, and the rest of us are, yeah.
And then we know that, like, so funny. We'll have the conversation if it happens, but, like, when I walked in the house and kind of was like, you're my people, like, I don't know. I think I lost that a little bit along the way. And then when I was head of house and I said that too, it was kind of like, I believe in you, Maddy. Like, this could be. And I think you knew and you were doing your thing, but I didn't see it yet. Mm-hmm. But then after that week, everyone else saw it. Like, I think everyone just thought you didn't know what you were doing.
Because I didn't.
Oh, so you didn't.
Like I
But
did
that's-
it, not that week, but like when I was working
That is
behind
a
Dallas.
good argument. Like, the brothers' argument is that we've had a hand in every decision made. You just wait till you find out what we've been doing this whole game. It's kind of like, I don't like bravado at the end. Won't cut it.
Yeah.
If you're honest and you say, I came in here and I didn't really know how to play the game, but I learnt, and someone who, like, everyone underestimated has come through making the 3 biggest moves in the game.
Yeah.
That's
And people will be
more of a case than to say, oh yeah, we were strong the whole time.
Yeah. True. No, you're
Yeah,
right.
That's how I won. That's what my journey was. That at the start, nobody thought I could win. Like, nobody. And the whole house didn't. The whole of Australia didn't. And then it was just like halfway. Like, well, it was kind of like a third of the way in. Same with you, really. I was just like, something happened that stirred me to want to do that. Mm-hmm. Big Brother, like, because I was joking about, like, early on, about, like, if I don't win, I want to help the person who does win get there along the way, not just at the end, but, like, sort of, like, train or coach someone.
Yeah.
And he said the other day, he's like, is it Maddy? I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, you've surprised me.
Thanks.
Please go. Diary.
Bye, Timmy.
All right. Well, anyway, have a good morning.
Thanks,
I can't
Tim.
wait for country music in the spa bath.